to this week's Talking Codswallop. I am Gemma.
I am as ever James.
You are James.
I am still me.
You are. Yeah, and we are recording on what is Andy Barr's birthday today. Happy birthday to you.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Andy. Hope that you're not feeling too old and the joints aren't hurting too much, but, age is only a number.
Exactly. Tender age of 43 today, I believe. So, getting old. But, what can you do? These things happen, I suppose. But I sent him a video message this morning, and I really just could not be arsed with my appearance. So it's I sent it to him, and it was just like, happy birthday, blah, blah, blah. I sang and stuff. And I said, couldn't be asked to brush my hair or in fact put any makeup on or anything like that. So you get to see as I am.
He's getting the realistic, the real.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I said, this is how much I love you, that I don't give a shit.
And no filters, none of that Adele nonsense,
No.
You're doing it real.
Yeah.
Old school.
Yeah.
The way it should be.
Exactly. That's exactly what I thought. So, so I hope he's had a nice day today. And, neither of us are sports fans, but, it's England versus Wales today. So, whoop, whoop, Wales. I'm rooting for Wales. So,
I'm not interested either way. Nah. So, whatever. It'll be what it'll be.
I know, it's like I was just speaking to Owen Edmonds, who is obviously one of our tadpoles. He's Welsh, and he was like, well, I'm not really bothered either way either, because it's just billionaires running around with a ball filled with air, and it's like, well, yeah, that kind of sums it up, doesn't it?
Yeah. And to be fair, being football and being considering it's two United Kingdom teams, whatever the outcome will be, it'll be a great disappointment to somebody somewhere. So. Yeah, exactly. So, but me and you have really got no business talking about this because neither of us give two shits. So we do not give two hoots. So let's shift to something else, as to not upset the tadpoles who are fans.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, if you're a fan, whoop whoop. If you're not a fan, whoop whoop. If you're like us and you just don't give a damn either way, whoop whoop.
Basically, yeah. 2 thumbs up.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. So, James, shall we get into what we've been up to over the last 2 weeks? Because obviously we've been off for a couple of weeks because you did a recording last week.
I did.
You did it the week before, so we technically had a week off together.
I can't even remember. No. I did it at some point. That's all I can remember.
Yeah, you did it on the Friday, I believe. But, and it's... so what I was going to say was, shall we get into the good stuff, as in the fun stuff that we've been up to? Or should we jump straight into Codswallop, get all the nasty stuff out of the way, and then have a bit of a giggle?
I'll let you get the nasty stuff out of the way, but as I know this is going to be quite a long one, I'm going to go off and put the coffee machine on. I've got a lot to, so I'm going to grind the beans, and I suspect, once it's all done, we might have got, to the part way through of Gemma's raging-filled anger, anger ran as ever, but even worse this time, so I know what this is, Codswallop. So I'm going to be quiet for, 100% of this section. As I said, if you hear a whirring noise in the background, it's the coffee grinder.
You're not allowed to go anywhere.
I'm pretty sure by the time I come back, it'll still be going.
No, you're not allowed to go anywhere. You have to input on this because it affects you as well. But I think we should start with if you've got any Codswallop first.
Well, I'll just say tadpoles, when we do get to Gems, sitting nicely, maybe get yourself a hot drink, blanket if you're a bit cold. It'll be a long one.
Have a biscuit.
Codswallop. Yeah, have a biscuit. In fact, to be fair, you might be able to, to using the time to your advantage, be able to make, bake, and eat a cake. So, it's going to be a long one. Mine, no, not too bad, really. I've not really got any Codswallop. I'm not too bad, apart from the fact that it's getting colder and darker. But it is winter, so it's got to be expected. But yeah, That's about it, really. No, I'm not too bad.
No.
So anyway, you've had your reprieve, tadpoles. You think you're free, or you're not free. This is going to be bad. This is going to be really bad. It's going to be like a horror film. You know in The Fly when they go, no, be afraid, be very afraid. Yep, be afraid, be very afraid.
Oh, I mean, James is semi-right. I mean, I've had 2 weeks to kind of ponder on this. So at the same time, if this had been, well, not 2 weeks ago, but let's say if it had been a week ago, I would be a lot more steaming than I am
She's
right
lying
now.
to you.
No,
She's
I'm
lying
not.
to you.
Have
No,
I
most
ever lied to
people
the
in
tadpoles?
No, constantly. Most people in 2 weeks will have calmed down. She's got worse.
No, I haven't. I haven't got worse. Because it's kind of like a roller coaster of things that have happened in the last couple of weeks. So, you know, it's I'll get on to the good stuff in a minute. But what I'm
There's
alluding...
good stuff.
Yeah. No, there is. There's really good stuff. I've done some really fun stuff this week, or the last 2 weeks. So, yes. So, if anybody has been on social media and follows the @Talking Codswallop pages, either on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, yes, I just got a plug in. You will know that I'm not happy with a certain billionaire, trillionaire, whatever the fuck he is.
Look, I told you I'm sorry. I've apologised.
Who can't say either to do or a do and stick with one of them.
If only I was a billionaire.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. You can definitely pay out all the fees for the podcast if that's the case. No. So on a serious note, so yes, this gentleman, we will call him EM, and most people will know who EM is.
He runs the Dr. Squeeze show.
No. No, that would be Ian Shaw. So no, Ian, I haven't got an issue with you either. But no, so yes, so Elon Musk, because my co-host is making fun. And how dare he, when we should be raging. No, obviously, as everyone knows in the world, that he has taken over the platform of Twitter. All well and good, fair enough, whatever. You know, a small little tiny codswallop before I get into the big one is that I am getting a bit sick of seeing like, oh, free speech and stuff like that. You know, it's like, actually, people, why don't you just say stuff? But actually think about what you're saying before you say stuff. You know, is this thing going to offend somebody, or is it going to upset somebody, or whatever? You know, like, you know, there's certain things that you should say and there's certain things that you shouldn't say. And if it's outside of the house, don't say it, you know, if it's the bad stuff, obviously. Or, you know, in fact, don't say it, full stop. But there we have it.
I work on the idea that 99% of what anybody says will offend somebody somewhere. So you've got to roll the dice and run with it.
Yeah, I suppose by today's standards, yes, definitely. But there's obvious things that are offensive, you know, so like the N-word, which obviously I won't say.
It's soulless gingers, but, you know, that's a realistic comment. You know I love you ginger people. I'll just do this to wind up the other two.
Yeah, James loves all gingers apart from me and Joanne. And I'm not even a true ginger anymore because I dye my hair brown. But, you know, whatever. It's in the blood. So anyway, so it's like, Elon is, Mr. Musk is tweeting out every 5 seconds, you know, to sort of say, oh, free speech, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so that's annoying me too. But I think it's because I'm pissed off with him anyway. So, as you know, we're indie podcasters.
If you haven't twigged that by now...
Yeah. I mean,
You're slow
sorry.
on the uptake.
If you thought that we were professional podcasters, then I'm sorry. I've got news to tell you. We are not. But we'd love to be, but we're not. Yeah, if this was our day job, then we would be doing a lot more and a lot more better things probably than just turning on the microphone and pretending we know what we're about to talk about. Shh, don't tell anyone. So anyway, so it's already a struggle trying to fight with the other 20 million podcasts that are out there, and that's not including like the celebrity ones, that's including just the indie podcasts. So recently, obviously, things have changed on Twitter and it's been driving me bonkers. So James, I put out a post, I can't remember exactly what the post was, but it was like a promotional post to people to say, could you, like, fancy having a listen to our show? Here's the link to all of our episodes, and if you fancy carrying on listening, then subscribe to the podcast, and obviously do all the fun bits and actually join us and join our social media if you want to join our social media. Obviously, if you don't want to, that's also fine. But it's just it's a hard slog to kind of promote the podcast, and you do it because it's your baby and you love it to pieces, and I think James, even though he's muted himself because he has gone to grind the coffee, I think.
Actually, to be fair, I'd planted the beans. I thought I had long enough time for them to grow, roast them, grind them.
So anyway, so I put this post out, and and everyone, because we got like a couple of groups who thankfully sort of promote our stuff, so we promote each other's stuff basically, to just try and help each other out and whatnot, because obviously, like I said, 20 million podcasts, you need a little break, and you need that, everybody's trying to get their foot over the next hurdle, but it's hard. It is hard work, but at the same time, me and James, I'm assuming me and James enjoy doing this, so we do. I think we would do this regardless anyway, but obviously it's always nice to see the numbers coming in.
It is.
Anyway, so that's a little bit of backstory there. So I've now losing my voice, so that's a good start.
You say, still with us, tadpoles? It only gets better from here. Come on, cling it. Yeah. Hold on. Gemma has a very valid point to make. No,
I do. And we're going to get serious now, James, I think, for a second. And then we'll have fun again afterwards, don't worry. But so James, in one of the chats, James is involved in that one, and he'd obviously clicked on the link and he'd noticed this warning sign. And this is when the fireworks started. The eyes turned red. It's like She-Hulk came into pure fashion. Like I said, I'm a lot calmer than I was, believe me. So on basically on Twitter now, when you put a link up of your episode or whatever, they are putting a warning against things which says this link may be unsafe. And then obviously our talkingcodswallop.podbean.com, because that's our main place that we actually promote from. But obviously we're on other networks, but everyone can find that out or whatever. Podcast apps, sorry, not networks. And this is what frustrated me, was it said the link you are trying to access has been identified by Twitter or our partners as potentially spammy. And first of all, spammy, fuck off. That's not a word. Is that a word, James?
Not that I'm aware of, but, with the strange changes in our language, it probably will become one. But no, terminology is not a word.
No.
The general issue seemed to be that, and I don't think, obviously it isn't just us, but any sort of link seems to be getting flagged up as a potential risk to people.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll carry on. So it says potentially spammy. So again, we'll change that to spam so that we actually know what we're talking about and not the processed meat. Or unsafe. In according to Twitter's URL policy, this link could fall into any of the below categories. Right. So this is where I get really excited. Bullet points are malicious links that can steal personal information or harm electrical devices. Spammy, again, links that mislead people or disrupt their experience. Violent or misleading content that could lead to real-world harm. Or certain categories of content that, if posted directly on Twitter, are a violation of the Twitter rules. And then after a button that says back to previous page, it has the part of ignore this warning and continue. So you obviously click the button that says continue. Who in their right mind, this is when I'm going to start getting a little bit angry, but on a serious note, if you get all of those warnings, who in their right mind is going to click I'm just going to ignore all these warnings. This person's going to try and take all of my money and do all this. Obviously we wouldn't, because that's not what we would do. But, the fact that who is going to actually click that button to say, oh yeah, I'm just going to ignore that and go ahead? Nobody is, are they? Because those are such strict and strong warnings. And it's all because we'll go back to EM, he wants everybody to buy $8 a month, I think, or something like that, for, this little blue tick option on Twitter. And we've never been bothered by having like a blue tick. Sod that. I don't really give a shit. Obviously, if we were awarded one, that would be amazing. But, the likelihood is we're never going to be awarded that. But at the same time, we are, we're an indie podcaster. We can't afford £8 a month on something just as simple as a blue tick, just so that we can edit information, or we can follow, join other people that have got other blue ticks and stuff like this. And it's just like, it's bully tactics basically, and it's really, really annoyed me. And I am slightly getting irate as I'm talking, so James might need to unmute himself so that I don't hit anything. But yeah.
Sorry, coffee's percolating. It's hard for me to tell, Gemma. It's very subtle, but I get a distinct feeling. But it is only subtle that you could be annoyed.
But on a serious note, because obviously I know that I've kind of ranted and raved about this, but on a serious note, what's your thoughts on it as well, though?
Well, it is showing the situation has been very difficult. The fact that I was contacted by people who were, separate to us, saying that, I can't get access to your stuff. It's a difficult one, because probably if you knew who we were, you'll be okay, because you'd say, okay, I'll click it and go through it because I know it's going to something that's safe. If you're a new person to it, it's going to be a very difficult thing to do it. Now,
and that's the reason. Sorry to interrupt, but that's the reason why I did the post, was to encourage new people to follow. Yeah. So yeah. Sorry, carry on.
It'll be interesting to see how things pan out. I mean, certainly you can get through to our stuff from a separate source. If you're going to say access it through, Podbean, Amazon, the other platforms we've got. If you're going through that through a non-Twitter link, I don't think you can have issues getting to it. But the fact that somebody actually emailed me to say, James, this keeps coming up when I'm trying to get into the stuff, was quite an interesting thing to see. How long will this last? I'll be interested to see how long this is an issue, because we're not going to be the only people having this problem.
No.
I would like to hope that it gets resolved in some form or another fairly quickly, so it's not creating an issue for people. But I agree, it's not good. And the fact that you're not the only person who's found a problem getting to our stuff, clearly shows that there is an issue.
Yeah, exactly. Go on.
I also sense that a Tesla is not in your future.
I don't want one. But unless I have, if I suddenly win the lottery, I might buy one just to burn one. But no, I wouldn't buy one to burn one. But, still, no, it's, I've never liked them anyway, full stop. So it's nothing actually against him as such. It's just what he's doing at the moment. We've all adapted to this these different platforms that we promote our stuff on, and then all of a sudden someone's coming in, and change is good, change is necessary as well, but if it's going to affect the underdog who can't afford £8 a month for a blue tick, or a little bird or whatever it is, it's not fair to affect the the little people, the people that are struggling to actually get themselves heard out there, and yeah, okay, it can be annoying. And I'm guilty of it, that it can be annoying that people do actually come up and, like constantly go, oh, here, have my latest episode, please listen and stuff like that. I'm sure, rather than just, people that don't know us, probably people who do know us probably get upset by it sometimes, but it's just so hard to promote things that you have to try as best you can. It's a real struggle, and then to be hit by a big giant of a person, using this network of things that has been successful in the past. It is frustrating, and it is really annoying. And I might move on to something happier in a minute, because I'm just don't want to talk about this anymore. But it's just, and the other thing was as well, just before we do move on, was that it really did hit us hard with regards to like the downloads and the numbers. So there was a lot of people that were actually downloading like the episode that we tweeted out, and it really showed in the numbers of downloads that we actually got. So it really did affect our product,
Well, I'm hoping that things will kind of pan out a bit differently, it's one of these things. I'll just see how things progress on this, because suppose the staffing levels have dropped at Twitter, and there's been sort of change in the way things have gone on. So let's just see how long this has legs for. And to be fair, let's see how long Twitter has legs for.
Yeah, I know that a lot of people have already moved to new and different platforms and stuff like that. People have told me this stuff, and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can be asked, but I guess I'm going to have to. But it's.
Well, I think it's very much a watch this space to see what happens with all this.
Yeah, I mean, he's an intelligent man. And like I said, I'm not insulting him as a person or anything like that. It's just what he's doing to my baby. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm a mummy of a podcast. Don't fuck with my baby, But, yeah. So, okay. So there's been 23 minutes. I think that's long enough.
I think you've got it out your system enough.
Yeah.
Let's go with something positive.
Well, the first...
So angry.
Well, the first positive thing that we do have to say, to counteract what I've just moaned about as well, is that the wonderful Podbean, who we have been with for quite a long time now, since day one. Well, no, I think it's been about 4 years, because we're coming up to our fifth year. So 4 years with Podbean. So, obviously, we love this service and whatnot. And they recently made us one of the top comedy podcasts for like the featured podcasts. Yeah,
It was
amazing.
Very cool.
Yes, which is, and I believe it or not, we are a comedy podcast. They started this episode off a little bit salty, hence the episode title, Getting Salty. But yeah, we do tend to have a laugh more than this. And but we have also gained quite a few listeners because of that. So, there's a big, massive thank you to Podbean for doing that for us, because I've been expressing the fact that everything has been sort of hurting us recently, and obviously they've taken note and they've actually done something about it to help us out. So,
Thank you very much, Podbean.
Yeah. I need to get a slurp of drink. Hold on. That's better.
Podbean may help in holding Gem's alleged sanity together.
Yeah. Well, do you know what? I think that was the reason why I fizzled out again about the whole Twitter thing, because I saw that they did that. So it kind of like, it smoked the fire quite a bit, So, obviously that's because all I want is for this to be successful as it's going to be. I don't want it to be millions of downloads a week, but, I don't think we'd cope with that. But, Although, if you want to,
I won't say no. I won't say no if they want to make millions of downloads. Please, and if anyone wants to give us sponsorship, we'll happily accept that as well.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Although established titles might be an iffy one, because there's been a lot of problems with that at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Manscaped did get in contact the other day, but then I informed him of our download number at the time, and it's increased now. But yeah, they were like, "Oh, I'm sorry, we won't bother with you." Okay, thanks. I think we'll just promote ourselves.
Yep. Although MeUndies, Christmas is coming. If you wish to send me some free underwear, I'll happily take it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I find them rather comfy as well, so, you know. We do. Yeah, it would be nice. It would be nice. So that's the positive thing that I've had this week. But there are, I was going to go into what I've been up to this week. But I also wondered what you've been up to this week. So we're only a few days in. But all
it's
right, last week then.
Yeah, okay, last week.
Yeah.
What the hell did I do last week? I honestly can't remember.
Picked your nose, wiped it on the wall.
Well, if that's what you do with your spare time.
That's what I do all the time. It's whether it's spare time or not.
That's a day-to-day activity. What did I do? I honestly... I saw my dad. That was okay. Spent a bit of time with him. He's okay. Should be coming... I think he's wanting to come and see me later on this week, so that'll be nice. And that's pretty much it. I've been preparing for we'll do the weather thing as usual, the fact that it's getting colder and darker, but hey, that is the joys of winter.
Indeed.
Although for 2 days on the trot, it's just been foggy. It's great. It's like being in a horror film.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Again, you're in the Yorkshire Dales.
Yeah. But you look out the window, you can't see anything.
No.
It's just that thick. It's like, okay.
It's like, what is it? They say like pea soup, isn't it? So
a proper pea soup, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been really cold down here today. It's it's been quite frosty. But
you've had the frost already, right?
Yeah, well, the grass was of a shade of white this morning. So but yeah, it was yeah, we really have gone into the weather. Christ.
Hang on, you said the grass was a shade of white. What exactly have you been feeding socks?
Well, we put too much salt in his food, so he has white dog poo. Sorry, and also his urine is white too, so it's all fun. No, not at all. We would not do that for our baby dog. No. But it is that sort of frosty whiteness that comes on the grass. It's nice. It comes on the grass.
But a bump. I don't really know what the dog's been doing. No, we'll come out for the weather corner. But yeah, that's pretty much been it. And I've been getting together Christmas presents. So yeah, it is what it is.
Oh, what you got me?
It's all good. Well, that'd be telling, wouldn't it?
Yeah, ruin the surprise when you don't send it.
Just remember, if it ticks,
it's a clock.
Not for you. Yeah, it's not for you.
Oh, so you mean you wouldn't send me something that's ticking? Thank you.
If it's ticking, I've sent it to the wrong person. You're not on the list.
Yay! Well, that's good news. There's my Christmas present. I'm not on the list. The gift list. Oh dear. Yeah, I saw the Coca-Cola advert the other day. It's not the original one. It's like a revamped version of it. But I always feel more Christmassy when I see that advert. It's
sorry, go on. You just reminded me of something, but go on. What are you going to say?
No, I was just going to
the Christmas thing.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say about the advert, and I can't remember if I've actually said this on the podcast before or not. But you have sort of the misheard lyrics and stuff like that. I mean, James, you'll probably not remember anyway because you got your long COVID as well, and you don't remember anything. But pre-COVID, yeah. But
who am I? What year is this? Who are you people?
It's 2050. Yes. But
Still
yeah.
alive. Excellent. Good sign. Keep going.
Only just. Yeah, only just. But no, with the lyrics for the Coca-Cola advert, until about, let's say, 9 years ago, I always thought it was "Harum, the days are coming, harum, the days are coming, harum, the days are coming." It's actually "the holidays are coming."
Yeah, I was going to say, did you assume the singer had some sort of stroke or brain impairment?
I don't know. It just sounded like, because it's like a train or a bus or whatever it is, and
It's like a chant style thing, isn't it? So yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what I was kind of thinking. Like they were doing harum, as in like the sound of the vehicle.
Wow, you put a lot of deep thought into this like little jingle thing that's designed to just sell you sugar water. I'm impressed.
I know, but it's like a running joke in my house now that
got along with the potato. Dear me, the magic potato.
Yes,
it's a laugh a minute, but they also make you think at your house as well. Christmas isn't just fun for you, is it? It's like a real brain teaser.
I mean, if my mum's had a couple of wine gums, not really wine gums, a couple of glasses of wine, it also is quite fun when she starts playing charades or charades, whichever one you want to say. I think it's charades, personally. Is that she taps her nose when she's wanting to go sounds like.
Interesting. What? Well, so what does tapping her ear mean then? Smells like?
I don't know. She didn't. For some reason, she was like this one. This only happened the once, but like in our family, we just latch onto something and don't let go. But it's like a dog with a bone. But
you beat it till it's dead.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, not the person though. I don't want the person to die. But yeah, I mean that is one of our funniest memories. That she sat around the Christmas table one year, and she was like tapping her nose. And everyone was going, "What are you doing?" She goes, "It sounds like." And I was like, "Well, that's your nose.
Yeah.
There it is."
Of interest, I've got a future test for your mother. So if she's ever giving you directions in the car, when she's saying turn right, will she point left?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've seen people do that. It's interesting. I've never quite fathomed it. When you talk about Christmas stuff, here's one. So if you're of our age, as in very, very young, it'll be hard for you to remember this, but there was an advert. There was a company called Toys R Us, and Gemma and I just about we can just about remember it because we're very young. Obviously, it's, we generally remember its demise and downfall because of our youth. But I've got that it's now back in the UK as an online.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's only selling online, but it is back mainly because I was subjected to the song on YouTube. Which was nice, unlike the advert for Geordie Shore that just makes me want to shoot my computer monitor.
Yeah. But, so there you go. That would have been a codswallop, but yeah.
Yeah, the Geordie Shore advert. Yeah, that'll be my codswallop. I just want to shoot my own monitor. Or go deaf. Actually get selective deafness.
Yeah.
So I don't have to listen to it. And then it'd be blindness so I don't have to see it. So in all, yeah, I don't like that.
No, that's fair. I didn't know that Toys R Us was back, to be honest.
No, I literally had no idea until this advert popped up, and I'm like, it's saying we're back online. I'm like, okay, so I'd have a look. I'm like, there's nothing, there's not a single thing that, I mean, obviously it's not geared towards me, but there's not even a single thing that I kind of would recognise. I'm like, nope.
No.
And the last time I stepped foot in a Toys R Us, I mean, years and years ago, it was, all I could think is everything was pretty much the same as I remember it, a variant on a toy from when I was a child. And everything was pretty much in the same place. It was weird.
Yeah.
It was really weird like that. It was quite unnerving.
Yeah, I get that. Definitely, because I remember taking my nieces there at one point, when they were little, because we have the closest one to us was in Poole, so it's like 45 minutes away or whatever. But yeah, so it was, I decided to take them there, to sort of, it must have been birthday or Christmas or whatever, or just that they'd been good. I don't know. But yeah, can't remember the reason. But yeah, it was just like when we walked through the door, I was like, holy moly, this is exactly as it was when I was a child. Although I was only a child 5 minutes ago, apparently.
Of course, yeah. I mean, it's hard for us to try and see how an adult would see it with us being so young.
I know.
But, clearly adults must, find it a bit boring, I guess, But, whatever. Down with the kids.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Another thing that I did over the last 2 weeks was I went to get an eye test done, which sounds really rather boring, to be honest. But I hadn't had one done since 2013. So
wow. Yeah. That's a lot. That's a what? You didn't find you were legally blind or anything, did you?
I'm not legally blind, but I have to say that since having the eye test, when I've been doing like computer work and whatnot, it's been like, oh, I really can't see. I really do need those glasses. So on Thursday, I'll be going to pick them up because they're all in and sorted now. But yeah, my eyes, funny enough, had changed quite a bit. But yeah, to be honest, I hadn't really noticed, though. That's the scary part, is that I hadn't noticed that my eyes had changed at all. But also, because I'm diabetic, every year I get an diabetes eye test, which they're horrible. You know, the drops that they put in your eyes like really sting, and they're horrible. But I think what I've done is like I've associated that with being my eye test in my head. Right, yeah. So yeah. So I'm not neglecting myself, but obviously time has flown. So yeah, so I have some new glasses I will be picking up on Thursday, which I'm rather excited about. Yeah.
You can take a picture and you can put them up on the website so people can see it.
I will. Yes. I might put some makeup on and like the picture, the video for Andy. You never know.
No, go real. Just,
Oh, yeah. I mean, to be fair, I'm not really a makeup-y kind of girl unless I go out, So, yeah.
Alternatively, put horror makeup on to really confuse anyone, like the Crow or something, to really, really throw people.
Yeah, or I could just take a picture of the glasses and just say, the Invisible Man is wearing my glasses.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I mean, we're giving it away for the tadpoles, but damn it, people, at least we're trying. Yeah. Trying to keep you entertained.
So that was interesting. My mum came with me because I just thought it'd be fun to actually pick out some glasses together and whatnot. But yeah, I was in there for 2 hours though. I was like, Jesus
2 hours?
Christ. Yeah.
Dear God, what were you going? See, this is the thing. She's not telling you, tadpoles. Moneybags here. She was going for designer frames.
No, I mean, my glasses cost 160, and that was not top range one bit. So, and that was obviously with lenses. I was like, oh God, I was aiming to go for the sort of 45, 50 pound kind of range. And obviously then you've got to pay for your lenses, I suppose, as well, haven't you? But, or not I suppose, you do. But, yeah, nothing really suited me. And then I put these one pair on and I was like, I really love these. I'm going to get these. And I was like, they're 100 quid. But there was a Black Friday deal, so at least I got like 40 quid off. So otherwise it would have been 200. So
that's not bad.
It's not
better
bad.
Than nothing. Yep, no. That's better than nothing.
Yeah, the eye test alone, though, was an hour. So,
Bloody heck.
Yeah.
An hour?
Yeah. I don't know why it took so long, but I guess they did a thorough job because they thought, well, she's not been in for 13 years. Not 13 years, but, whatever it is.
Yeah, and they do things like they take photographs of your eye, don't they?
Yeah.
They do like, I don't know, they do like a flash test on a light test to see how your eye responds. Then you've got to look at dots around certain things to see how well your peripheral vision is, which must be terrifying. Because if that goes wrong and you can't see peripheral vision, that's the kind of thing where they can't, probably take your driving license off you.
Yeah.
So I don't laugh at that out of nastiest. I'm saying that's the honest thing where they'll be able to say, well, you can't drive. And I know that must be a really horrible concern for a lot of people who are older when you go for eye tests, because if you're told, well, I'm sorry, you can't drive, that must be a real horrible downer.
Yeah, it must be, especially if you've been doing it all of your life. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But then there's also some drivers that probably shouldn't be driving. But there we have it.
Yeah.
That's a different. That's a different codswallop.
Yeah, I was stuck by one of them recently where I couldn't work out whether they were either driving just really, really slowly because they were just old and a bad driver, or if they were drunk. It was like, oh my God.
Or both, yeah.
Well, possibly it was both, because they were swerving. That's the strange thing. They started like swerving. I'm like, I've got to get past this car now.
Yeah.
So, boom, straight past.
Yeah. I don't like being, I don't like having those sort of cars anywhere near me, really.
No.
Because that's the thing, isn't it? You yourself, whether you're a good or bad driver, but, it's other people.
God tier. Sorry, go on.
Yeah. I mean, if I could say the C word, I'd say it was a C word tier, actually. But, there we have it. Funt tier.
God tier.
Funt
tier. I just keep hearing, I don't know, Salty Tabbles. It's something about when Gemma's speaking. It goes a bit crackly, but it's definitely the word God tier. So, I know I'm right. It's great.
I don't think we should be joking about crackly audio right now, actually, James, because I think this audio is perfectly fine after the last 3 weeks, so you shush. That was another thing. Got a new laptop, got that all set up. Wonderful. And I did most of it myself. Did have to, run along to some IT professionals for certain things, like updating it to Windows 10. But otherwise, I did everything myself, and I was quite proud of myself. Thank you.
Well done.
Oh my goodness, I will shut up in a moment, but I've had some really cool stuff happen.
This is far more pleasurable than the rage and the anger.
Well, that's what I was thinking. We'll get that out of the way, and then if people still are listening, then hopefully they are.
Apart from the ones cowering in the corner going, is she happy again?
And she's happy and she knows, da da da. Clap your hands, not too loudly, 'cause the dog will bark. But the other thing as well that we did was me, Graham, who's my mum's boyfriend, just a little recap for anybody who doesn't know that, and my mum. We actually, I think it was a couple of weeks ago now, but we actually went to Glastonbury Carnival, which actually was amazing. I mean, it was bitter cold, but it was dry, so it was kind of all right. But at the same time, and it was, the sort of negative side of it is that it was really, really cold, and it was kind of a lot of waiting around. But I love going to Glastonbury because I just think it's like a really wacky, cool place. But yeah, we went to see the carnival, which I don't know if you've ever seen anything about it, James, but it's absolutely incredible.
Tell me more.
Yeah. I mean, you've got obviously the big carnivals in the UK. Well, is a carnival a common thing across the globe, or is that just a UK-based thing?
I think most places have carnivals of a type.
Yeah.
But you probably maybe going into like fun fair territory almost. But yeah, I think carnivals are reasonably well known. There are various different types of them. But yeah, I don't think they're limited to us, certainly.
Okay. Oh, that's all right then. So most people would understand what I mean then. I think most of our listeners are UK based anyway, but still.
And if you don't and you're from a foreign country, there is this magical thing called Google.
Yeah.
And if you type in, it will give you answers to things. Maybe not always the answers you want, but it will give you answers to things.
And you've also got Siri. Don't forget about Siri as well. He's there to help as well. And Alexa as well. Hello, Alexa. I just thought I'd say hello, Alexa, and see if I set off anybody's Alexa. I know James has got headphones on, so I know I can't set his off. But other people listening, you might be able to.
I commonly command the tin of tuna if I'm trying to, not set it off.
Hi, Alexa, we need 36 toilet rolls, please.
I'd love it if we responded like, is this a medical emergency?
No, just a year supply. Thank you. Well, not a year supply because, you're 20 missing. But yeah, still. Yeah, so Glastonbury Carnival, yeah, it was absolutely amazing. Never seen anything like it before in my life. Because, Weymouth has a carnival. So it's basically a float with people performing and stuff like that. But with the Glastonbury one, it's obviously all different floats again, as per usual. But all of the there's parts of the actual float that move around, and they're all lit up with loads of light bulbs and stuff like this, and all the people are singing and dancing. They literally put on such an amazing show. I've got a couple of videos, so I'll send you a couple of the videos and stuff.
Cool.
But yeah, they did absolutely incredible job. It was where we stood originally, we didn't see everything. We thought we'd have quite a good spot, but then of course somebody decided to stand up in front of us, and me and Graham were okay, but my mum is quite a lot shorter than us, so we needed to sort of make a move so that we could actually see things properly, But yeah, the first one was it was they were singing "We Will Rock You," and they were all sort of in heavy metal costumes, playing guitars and stuff.
Sounds good.
Yeah, and the the people, they really sort of, because they've got harnesses on and stuff like that, they really sort of lean out into the crowd and stuff. It was so cleverly done. It was, honestly, I highly recommend it to anybody if you can sort of get down that way, because I know it's quite a drive. But
is it on more than once a year? No,
it's only in November, I believe.
Okay.
So the early part, mid-November, I think it is. But they do have, it's all of Somerset. So this basically the same carnival kind of goes to the different locations. So it might go to I don't know, Exeter. I don't know if Exeter's actually Somerset, so I might be wrong with that. No, it's Devon, so that's not right. But it'll go to different locations within the Somerset border. I'm actually wondering now if Glastonbury Somerset as well, but there we are. I think I'm right with that. But anyway, there are different, different dates and stuff like that as well. So, because we've got, in London, you've got the
Notting Hill Carnivals, yeah? Yeah,
but apparently, because I've never seen that one either, but going by what Graham said, that one's not got anything on this Glastonbury one. So,
wow, sounds impressive.
Yeah, it really was. It was a lot of fun. And, my mum treated me as well because, I am a big child.
I couldn't comment on that.
Yeah, no, definitely. But I got this beautiful little headband as well of purple flowers. And you just switch it on, and then they either flash or just stay lit up kind of thing. And I was like, nice. I really want one. And then I came back from the facilities. I came back from the toilet, and and she brought me one. I was like, oh, don't be so silly, thank you. So yeah, it was a lovely day and evening. I was pretty exhausted the following day because it was a lot. It took a lot out of me, but otherwise, yeah. So I think I've done most of the talking this episode, James. Sorry about that. I've taken it over.
It's all right. We've moved from rage to happiness, so It's all positive. I've let you get it out of your system.
Yeah, well, this is what happens when we don't record for 2 weeks.
Yeah, until the next rageful moment.
There isn't going to be another one this week. Maybe next week. Maybe. But no, not this week. To be honest, I think that's me all caught up. But I've had some, like I said, I've had some fun experiences. There was a couple of negative ones at the very beginning there, But otherwise, I've had quite a fun time. So, yeah, I'm going to let James do some talking now. And we'll get into the salty tadpole interactions if you like. Unless there's
we
anything...
certainly can. No, there's not much else for me to say. This has definitely been a gem-centric episode.
Yeah, hence why it's called Getting Salty.
Yes.
But, the other thing, there was a mini... Sorry.
It's all right. Go on.
There was a mini Codswallop as well. But
okay.
It's not really, because...
No, go on. I want to hear what it is. Go on.
Okay, well, yeah. I've been watching... I've rewatched all of the Handmaid's Tale series on, I think it's on Channel 4 in the UK, Channel 4 even. And did you just blow your nose and didn't mute yourself? I think you did. Cheeky git. He knows what I feel about with blowing noses.
You'll survive the rage.
No, it's so basically I love this series. I think it's amazing. It's fantastic anyway. So it's kind of like a utopian world where like pretty much women are slaves.
Dystopian.
Oh,
not utopian. Dystopian.
What's a utopian mean?
A utopian society is a safe and happy, peaceful society. Dystopian is the polar opposite of it.
Right,
but
okay.
You're going off topic, Jimmy. You were talking about how wonderful the show is in Channel 4, and we need Codswallop and rage, so...
I'm getting that. And like I said, it's only a teeny tiny one, so it's all good. Anyway, so the programme's really good. Just check it out. You know, you're going to like it. If you don't like it, then you're not going to like it, so don't carry on with it. But anyway, so I managed to binge watch all of the episodes that were available, and I did it in kind of quite a quick succession, maybe like 2 weeks, something like that. So like there's 10 episodes per series, and so I've got to episode 6 of series 5 now, and now I've got to wait a week. Now I got to wait a week until I know what happens. I can't binge watch it anymore, James.
God, that was it. I thought you were going to say the server had crashed or the episodes were missing.
No, it's just I'm of the generation that binge watches everything. Yeah. So it's like
because we're so young, we're not like these older folks who used to have to watch stuff when it came out every week. We're not used to this. We want it here, we want it now. Damn it, we want to watch all 8 episodes or whatever it is of something in one go.
I know. Yeah,
we fear the sunlight.
We do. We absolutely do. But no, it is like, oh my God, I've got to wait 7 days now to find out what happens next. Oh my God. So yeah, so note to self, if you're going to watch them, don't watch them quite as quickly as I did. So there you have it.
If any of these salty tadpoles would like to set up a GoFundMe or support group for Gemma in these traumatic times where she can't watch the episode of The Handmaid's Tale, feel free to get in contact.
Yes, please do. I mean, I have got Disney Plus and Netflix, so I'm sure I'll be able to fill the time, but I'll be all right. Right, it's time to let James do some talking now. So this week...
I don't know if I can remember how to.
You'll learn, don't worry. Just make it good, otherwise I'll delete it. No, this week I put out a request to our wonderful salty tadpoles. Just again, if you're a new listener, that is now what you are. So our listener base
is... Whether you like it or not.
Whether you like it or not, yeah. Our listener base have been lovingly nicknamed the Salty Tadpoles, just because we thought it was bloody funny. And if you would prefer to just be a tadpole or a salty, or if you prefer just to be a listener, A-okay, but you're still going to be a salty tadpole when we refer to you. Anyway, so I tasked them with a question this week for them to sort of answer and whatnot. So it is, what are some funny insults and then stroke burns that you've ever said or heard? For example, you're so fake Barbie is jealous. Answer below to be involved in next week's episode, and then hashtag get involved. And then I just, did some fun pictures and whatnot. So all of those kind of things you can find on our social media. So, just get on over to our social media, guys, at Codswallop Pod. And I've got a frog in my throat, so I'm going to let James do some talking. So James, what are our answers?
Well, I once got one which was, join a podcast. It'll be fun. The co-host will be nice and pleasant to you. It'll be fun and kind, he said. Oh, how they lied.
I just took a mouthful of drink as well when you said that. Whatever. You wouldn't change me for the world, though, I guess.
Not at all. Not at all. So, yeah. We did get some interesting ones. Some I understand, some I will probably need translating.
Yeah.
So, they came through on various different sources, but on Facebook, James Higson put, "You dare sit to the top of the stairs and pretend he's a chaser." I don't understand that. I'm sorry, James. I don't know what's a chaser. Help me out here.
I don't know either, but I was wondering because it was sounding very Irish, so I'm wondering if it's like an Irish term or something like that, which we could use Joanne's help with, but she's not here, so we're going to have to work it out. But no, I'm wondering if he sits at the...
Which obviously, you know what, just... translate for us, James, so we don't offend anybody.
Yeah, could you, please? But yeah, great answer still, nonetheless.
We like it. I like it.
Yeah, we just don't understand it.
Yeah. B. Janderson put, "I once asked a kid, maybe 7 years old, to step outside the work zone for his own safety. I was met with, hey, hey mate, suck my ass." And B just put, "From an effing 7-year-old.
An Australian 7-year-old, though. I don't know if that makes a difference, but yeah.
Bob Murden Brown has put, "Once I've used R, I'd explain why you're wrong, but I don't have the time or the crayons." "I'm not saying your parents didn't want you, but you did. Your birth certificate is an apology letter from Durex." Isn't your village missing you? As in the village idiot. It's an old one, obviously.
Yeah.
And in brackets, while handing the victim money, "Here's 50p, phone someone that gives a shit." One that I commonly feel, my mistake, I could have sworn I was dealing with an adult. I'm not saying you're the dumbest person alive, but you better pray they don't die. If I set the barbecue any lower, I need a shovel. And his final one is, "While working as a manager in a hospitality service, I used to keep little sachets of aloe vera handy for after a particular brutal put down, and handing to the victim, saying this might help with the bird, or pass them a napkin saying have one as you've got served." Very good.
Well, sounds like we need to keep Bob on the right side then.
We do. Joanne Alexander, wonderful Joanne. Hello, Joanne. How are you doing?
that?
Are you feeling good?
Who's that?
What selective memory there?
Yeah.
So, yes. We love you, Joanne. We hope
Of course
you're
we
okay.
do. Yeah.
So Joanna's put, "I know I pay these compliments to other guys, but it's your turn now." "No, I don't want your man. I don't know why you want him either." Tom Riley and Gareth from Gareth's Random Ramblings podcast both said...
just to interrupt very quickly, sorry, they both, so they're not on the same podcast, but they both answered this one, so I thought I'd lump them together instead of hearing it twice.
And it's a word that Gemma uses a lot, with the anger and the rage and the...
I never use this word, guys.
No, she does all the time, just off mic, telling to me, "You don't know salty tadpoles, you don't know the horrific language. The swear jar is so full that I have enough money to run a small country."
Yeah, I don't need that GoFundMe.
She doesn't. With that swear jar, I could probably take over Twitter.
You probably could. Anyway, get on with it.
See the anger, the rage. So I'm not going to say the actual word. It just says, I call you a... No, I'm not going to say it. I call you a C word, but you have neither the warmth or the depth.
See, the concept kind of really makes me laugh, though. Yeah.
Mitch Steinvass has put, Guy heard me say my mom's name is Mary Jane. Fool said, smoke your mama. I told him, I smoke your mama. She loved my pipe.
I really like that one.
That is good.
Yeah.
Sean Williams has got some good ones. Your mama's so stupid, she jumped out of her window and the bitch went up. Your mama's so fat, she eats biscuits like they were Tic Tacs. There's a running thread here. I like it, though. Your mama's so stupid, she looked at a job application, said sign here, which said sign here. She put down Sagittarius. Your mama's so old, when God said, let there be light, she flipped the switch. And the final one from Sean. Your mama's so fat they had to baptise her at SeaWorld.
I did say, I said, what's the mama done to you?
Yeah. That woman done you bad, Sean. That woman done you bad. Michael S. Miller put, I once told a woman, if I came home and found you laying on my living room floor, I'd spank my dog and rub his nose in you.
I said, so that was a successful date then, was it?
Very successful.
He was like, maybe not.
Charles R. Phillips has put, my daughter, when she was 6 and she got kicked out of school for saying, well, at least my mum loves me.
Yeah, that was so cute, that one. Funny, though, as well.
I like that. That's a very good one.
Yeah.
We're not just limited to Facebook, people. On Instagram, Timmy Dawson. I bet... Oh, God. Timmy Dawson, what a burn.
Yeah.
I bet your mum wished she'd swallowed you. Oh, harsh. Ooh, that's a burn.
I'm actually crying. This is fun.
And Hipster Wiccan. It must be difficult for you, exhausting your entire vocabulary in one sentence.
Bit like I've done this week.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And let's play a game of fuck off. You go first.
You don't need to move away from the microphone when you laugh, right?
But the level of humour. That was brilliant, people. Thank you for sending that in.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
We've gone from an incredibly rage-filled, angry, brutal episode to a brutal ending episode. Well, listen, to a brutal ending episode, but brutally funny. Thank you, people. It was very good.
Yeah. I've also got to say, I haven't also got to say, but Owen Edmonds did actually supply one as well, but unfortunately I couldn't find it. So unfortunately that one can't be read out. But, I wanted to say that he did actually supply one, but I just couldn't find it. On Facebook, you've got like your story type thing, which you can put like a picture on and it just sort of promotes it for like a day or two or whatever it does. I'm still learning what it does. But I think he responded to that, but I now can't find it. So I don't know quite what happens to them. So
thank you for trying anyway.
Yeah. No doubt it would have been funny from him as well, I'm sure. But I didn't actually say what my favourite one was, which was from... I don't really get to see him very often, but he's still classed as a friend in my eyes. It's called Daniel Myers. He once said the sentence to me, when I want you to have an opinion, I'll give it to you. And I was like, oh.
That's evil. That's evil.
Yeah, I know. But, the worst part was it took me like 2 seconds to get it. And then I was like, oh. So, yeah. So
burns.
I know. Well, I don't know about you, James, but I think, like you said, this episode started negatively. It's been salty throughout, and it's ended wonderfully. And so I think, I don't think we can beat this.
I don't think we can.
No, we got some funny salty tadpoles out there. So thank you everyone for interacting with us as usual. Obviously, carry on interacting with us because we love it.
Please, please do.
Yeah. And again, third time this week, at Codswallop Pod, if you want to join us on social media. And we've done that for Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. So how long we'll be on Twitter? Who knows? But there you have it. Let's not bring Twitter up again. Tweet. Well, I don't know about you, James, but I think we've been talking enough Codswallop this week. I have been Gemma.
You've certainly been talking of Codswallop this week. I got a few words in, but not as many. I've been James.
Yeah, well, I wanted to give you a rest, all right? I had a lot of shit to say. This is what happens when I have 2 weeks off, all right? Now, with further ado,
yeah,
bye-bye.
Whichever it is, bye-bye.